All right, so it was an exciting debate. I was pleased to be able to attend and put some of our ideas out to Albertans. You know, I think the most important issue for me, as I've often said, is I'm deeply concerned that based on her many years of advocating for privately funded healthcare, making folks pay for their healthcare, that is something that's on the ballot. And I was pleased to be able to put some of those issues to Ms. Smith. She didn't answer all of them, but and also to put forward our costed plan to get Albertans access to a family doctor. So that was one of the key points in the debate to me, but I'm certainly happy to take any questions that folks might have.
Well, one of the issues tonight that you raised, as well as some of the questions, was about the Ethics Commissioner's report. Do you think Albertans are getting sort of tired? They're being told by some of the UCP think that's all being baked in now to people's assessment of Smith. This story came out months ago, and you're kind of ignoring what happens now.
Well, I mean, I can't speak to that theory by UC peers. What I can say is that as a lawyer, as someone who has always been raised to follow the rules and respect the law, I find it unprecedented and shocking that we would have a premier who was found to have broken the law, and not only to have broken the law, but to have broken the law in service of arguing the case of someone who had been charged with activities designed to incite violence against police officers. To me, that is not how you run a province. That is not what our province should look like, and I don't think it is what our province is like. Danielle Smith herself, when writing about similar occasions with the Prime Minister, suggested that it should be a reason for resignation. So I'm not quite sure why she would argue that now it's something that no one should care about.
Ms. Notley, the big issue that was brought against you here was the fact that you were Premier for 4 years, and that not many Albertans were happy with your record. Not a lot of people get second chances. Why should Albertans perhaps give you a second chance?
Well, you know, I've learned from my time both losing office and being in opposition, and you know, I'm dedicated to serving this province, and you know, I think there are mistakes that I made that I can improve on. You know, we were going through a very difficult time, and of course, one of the things that Ms. Smith didn't really want to give any deference to is that Alberta's economy is deeply tied to the price of oil, and we know that during our time in office, the price of oil was considerably lower on average throughout that 4 years. And at that time, I think the issue really is how do you help Albertans weather the economic storms? But in the course of doing that, you know, there are lessons learned. And I look forward to listening more to Albertans, and if I get the opportunity to be Premier again, I look forward to taking some of those lessons learned and doing everything I can to represent all of it.
Are you claiming victory in this?
Are you proud of your record as Premier?
Not everything, but most of it. I worked very hard. It was always in the best interests of Albertans. But did I always get it right? No. But I worked very hard, and our caucus worked very hard. A lot of them didn't even necessarily expect to get elected back in the time, and they all rolled up their sleeves and they dedicated themselves to serving the people of Alberta. And we achieved some things. We cut child poverty in half during the worst recession the province had seen in decades, and I'll always be very proud of that.
How do you think you
did not look at you throughout the night, like at all? I don't think even once. What do you think that means?
Yeah, you know, I'm not entirely sure, really. I guess you'd have to ask her.
We will.
Sorry. Okay.
But do you think that, you know, she's just like dismissing you and not seeing you as a threat?
I certainly would not attribute that to it. I think it'd be more likely nervousness, but I honestly think Ms. Smith is the one that should answer those questions.
How do you think you did in the debate? Are you claiming victory?
You know what? I am going to let Albertans decide who did best in the debate and who said the things that they cared more about. I think that's what these debates are for.
What's left for the campaign from you?
Pardon me?
What's left for the rest of the campaign?
Well, you know, we have got so many exciting campaigns going on all across the province. I suspect I'm going to be driving around to many of them, talking to our candidates, talking to their supporters, out on the doorstep, and engaging with Albertans and communities all over the place. And suspect it's going to be pretty exciting as the momentum continues to build. And I will say on our campaign, We have nothing but evidence that the momentum is always building, and so I look forward to engaging with that over the next, whatever it is, 11 days.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.